On the menu for today, we're gonna get a backer down here for behind the cabinets. Harrington and I are gonna be sheathing. Jamie and her dad are gonna get these painted and installed and hopefully level back here, and then we're gonna get the kitchen in.
Well, I thought about building cabinets from scratch, and when I showed up this morning, Zeb said, why don't you go to Home Depot? Just get some cabinets from there, and in a few years, when I get a few seconds, I'll build some beautiful cabinets for you. And I was like, that'll do. Sometimes when you get to the end of a project, it's gotta get done.
We just gotta get moved in, and then we'll worry about the fine details later.
Yeah, they may be here 5 or 10 years. All right, we got Jack on the job. We're at Home Depot. His cart's a little slow, so we might have to get another one. So in an effort to keep bugs out of the kitchen, we are going to spray foam all said cracks that lead down to the basement or possibly outside. It's a little bit of an extra precaution on our part, not necessary for insulation, but better safe than buggy.
The exterior wall on the home is about 1 foot thick of double layer Adobe brick and plaster, and it is really, really good insulation. It does not require anything extra. This stud wall here is just to support the roof in case of an earthquake or something. That's the only reason it's there.
I don't like being on my own. I could use someone to hold. And I've been trying to fill the void, but my bed is getting cold. Cause I don't have you, I don't have us, at least not anymore. You said you had to go away just to figure out who you are.
So this is the cabinet that's going on the end. This is actually where the garbage can is gonna be. So if we can't find the correct pull out, Zeb will have to build something that pulls out for the garbage can, because I realized I didn't really have anywhere else for the garbage to go. But it's good to have it by the back door.
We have enough room in the back of that cabinet that we were able to cut that out, and the drawers will still slide without having to modify them like we did in the pantry. This here is the venting for the HVAC. It was too long a run from where the HVAC unit is to go all the way out to the side of the yard where the pantry is. So we had to put it right here outside of the kitchen, and that's gonna work out.
All right, so I'm removing a lot from this cabinet. We're going to be adding these posts right here on each side, as well as adding a curtain underneath, kind of like an old skirted kitchen sink. And this part has to go because this is an apron front sink. So I'm just gonna hammer this out. I'll paint it up, and then Zeb will come in and modify it as needed. Okay, so I did an entire drawer off camera. The trusses are being delivered right now, which means I'm basically gonna be on my own for the next 48 hours. I've cut 2 45-degree angles, and I'm just gonna dry fit to make sure my measurements work. Then I'm gonna add a bead of glue. I'll staple it on this front, and then I'll come all the way around. I'm gonna do that exact technique on all of the drawers, and then I'm also gonna do it on the inset cabinets.
Look at this, there's hope that the house will get trimmed out yet.
Hey, this is next level carpentry right here.
All the way up to 11.
Yeah, this is level 11, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm doing good. Now I got, I'm about halfway done, and I'm only like 30 minutes in, and I'm getting faster now that I haven't made any 45-degree cuts in like, I don't know, 13 years, 14 years. It's been a minute. So rather than use a measuring tape, I'm actually just measuring on the piece. And I'm finding that I'm getting my angles better and making way less mistakes. If we go back to the first one I did off camera so we can see it, there's a lot of filler.
Little assist from Harrington.
You gotta have all the assists to keep all 10 fingers.
Hey, don't harass Grandpa.
He's over there supervising.
Hi, how are you doing? I got gloves on so I don't get splintered.
That's a good call around here. I'm taking a break from sheathing to check on my trim carpenter.
Am I doing okay?
Yeah, nothing a little putty and paint won't cover up.
That glue must be drying fast because I can't move it now.
Yeah, the glue in this heat, it's like close to 100.
All I'm doing with these nails is the nails are holding the glue in place, and then once the glue dries, that's really what's holding the trim on, not the nails. The cabinet drawers are on the outside, but in these cabinet doors, I'm just putting the trim inset, so we'll get this nice double bevel here, and it's gonna look really good once it's painted.
So this is what they look like trimmed out. It's looking pretty good. It's gonna be really neat because these here sit up a little bit and then those sit down. I think it's gonna give a nice contrast to these builder grade cabinets.
A little sneak peek, we got these brand new Apothecary catalog pools. They're gonna look so good. So I'm gonna let this lightweight dry, then I'll come back with some fine sandpaper and sand it smooth, and then you'll never know that there were any cracks or any staples.
The sheathing is coming along pretty well. I still have to cut the windows out on the second story. I might wait until I have the trusses on to do that just because we're under some time constraints and the trusses are currently in the street. 2 more rows on this side. This is the long side. It's as hard as doing 2 of the other sides. You can't hardly tell, but she's using primer. The Salvation solution is clear and it's going on and it will block all the stains and give good adhesion for the paint.
So I've been loving the clear because it's much thinner. It goes a lot further and there aren't any brush strokes. You can spray it, but you gotta make sure you clean your sprayer out right away. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush on the clear Salvation solution that'll block the staining, and then I'm ready to put on the beadboard.
And we're probably gonna spray these right in place. The stove is wrapped up, the tile's not on yet, the dishwasher's wrapped up, so you know.
We've done 2 coats of primer. The directions say to wait overnight, but it's super hot and it's dry enough. There's not a lot of knots. I'm not expecting bleed through. I've got DIY's beadboard. I have 3 parts paint to 1 part water plus an extra tablespoon. You wanna shake it about 100 times, make sure it's mixed up. And we'll drop a link below to our video all about paint spraying that's got the details. This is gonna make this job pretty painless. I'm gonna paint the insides and the edges, let that dry for a little bit, and then I'll paint the fronts.
I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free.
So I almost forgot that I have to trim out this side because it'll be exposed. We're gonna be matching the butler's pantry, so I've just got the pine beadboard cut to size. It's okay that it's coming all the way down here on the bottom because this will get trimmed out. So the kitchen cabinets are all painted. We're ready to get started sealing. I've got Sweet Pickins top coat in here. No need to water it down because it's thin enough as is. We'll do 3 to 4 coats of top coat. Let that dry really, really well, and we'll get that hardware on there.
Slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees.
This is how we do. We'll do one side, we'll measure it, we'll do the other side. Does that look right? Well, I guess it is.
It's too late to go back now.
All right, while he's doing that, check out this awesome hardware. You can pick it up at JamiRayVintageHome.com. These are brand new pools. I ordered 80 of them, so hopefully if you guys need some, we got plenty. I'm probably gonna add some more sealer, but this cast iron is fine to seal right over the top. In fact, I like to seal it a little bit because it cleans better, but I want this to sit completely overnight. what I've got on here, and then I'll come in tomorrow and do a few more coats and some touch-up. So day one of kitchen cabinets, I feel like was a success. Initially, I thought I was gonna build them, but Zeb knew better.
Well, I got in here and I was measuring this morning. I'm like, we're really close to standard cabinet widths. We could probably just make this work and put some spacers in, and it's turning out okay. You know, we didn't build them ourselves, but they're looking very custom because Jamie's been doing some wizardry with the woodworking.
I haven't done a 45-degree angle in like, I don't know, I said 13 years, but I really think it's been like 15 or 16 years. So I am
straight cuts. She's the straight cut girl.
I am pretty proud that I was able to do most of this myself. Obviously, Zeb wound up doing the hardware here at the end, but that's just because
It's an easy cabinet day.
I'm not good at lining stuff up. So he's got a ton of sheathing done. We have part 2 of these kitchen cabinets coming up later this week. You can pick up the paint and products we use to paint the cabinets at JamieRayVintage.com. If you're interested in the hardware, you can find those at JamieRayVintageHome.com. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY.